there, Shalini here from Tech Katha, and this video covers about ternary operators. The ternary operators in Java has a syntax of question mark and colon. Before we go into programming and using this syntax of ternary operators, let's first understand why do we have a need of ternary operators. Ternary operators helps you to do conditional based programming. What is conditional based programming? For example, you are responsible for creating a voting application. Now, everyone knows that the eligibility criteria for voting is age. Any person, if the age is greater than or equal to 18, can vote. Else, person cannot vote, right? So that means whenever we get the information about any person in the voters list, we can see the age, and we can then, based on their age, if it matches this criteria, the person can vote. Otherwise, the person cannot vote. That's it. We just have to represent these conditions via programming. So we just have to understand how it is done in Java and the syntax for the same. So our condition is age greater than equal to 18. For that, first we will require an age and we'll take that input from the user. Last video covers about how to use the scanner class to take the input from the user. If you haven't watched, go ahead and watch the previous video. Once the input is taken from the user, we need to verify and check whether the age matches the eligibility criteria. If true, so question mark, whatever you write after question mark executes if this expression returns true, and whatever you write after colon executes if this expression returns false. So the syntax is, before question mark is the expression, make sure this expression should return either true or false. If it is true, whatever you write after question mark executes. If false, whatever you write after colon, it executes. Now, because after question mark here we have string, whatever it returns after question mark, we store in a variable of the same type. If it was returning something int or float or double or boolean, the variable type changes accordingly. So let's go ahead and see in programming if this works fine or not, taking the input from the user. So I already have a class. Again, if you remember, if we want to take in the input from the user, we have to say import java.util.star, and then we take the scanner class. We say scanner sc is equals to new scanner in the bracket taking the input from the user system.in. We can ask the user to enter the output, enter age, take the value in a variable next int because we are expecting an integer, and then we'll have a string variable result which stores based on if this condition returns true, the value in the variable result goes can vote, else it is cannot vote. That's it. So let's go ahead and print and see whether we get our output. Compile, execute, enter an age, suppose 20, can vote. Let's execute again, age 14, and you can see cannot vote. So this is how you can use the ternary operators for if it can vote or cannot vote. Now it's not necessary always the expression after the question mark should return a string. You can also write it this way. Suppose we need to find out the maximum between two numbers. So I'll just have enter first number. I'll say n1. and then N2, and we'll say enter second number. You want to find the maximum of two numbers, so I can write int max is equals to, how do you find? N1 greater than N2, true, maximum is N1, else maximum is N2. And then let's print max of N1 and N2 is max. Enter an age, enter first number 200, enter second number 45. You can see max of 245 is 200. If you find maximum, if you want to find maximum of three numbers, in that case you can have nested ternary as well. Now to write the nested ternary, let's go ahead and just change this, and I'll say enter third number and N3. Now you want to find maximum of three numbers. How will it be? N1, N2, N3. Now N1 is greater than N2, and if N1 is also greater than N3, if it is true, that means N1 is greater, right? Else, now we again need an expression. Now if N1 is not greater than N2 and not greater than N3, that means we either N2 or N3 is greater. So I can write N2 greater than N3. If it is true, return N2, else return N3. So you can see now this is a nested ternary, wherein this expression, if returns true, N1 is the maximum, else it goes over here. Now here it goes, and N2 greater than N3, true, return N2, else return N3. So let's go ahead and print max of N1 and N2 and N3 max. So 100, 50, and say, so you can see max of 100 and 50 and 150 is 150. Same way I would want you to do for minimum of three numbers, and the solution just ping me in the comment section. With this, we come to an end of ternary operators. For the assignments, the link is provided in the description. Please go ahead and solve the assignments. Practice yourself, and at the same time test yourself and let me know how much you scored. So happy learning, take care, and bye-bye.